I want you to close your eyes. Think back to your childhood. Do you picture yourself playing in your backyard, riding around on your bike, having something to eat at dinner every day, having clean drinking water, and attending school? You should consider yourself lucky. This is not the childhood experienced by many children around the world today. Unfortunately, many children miss out on their childhoods as they work from an extremely young age. Child labour is a serious issue within today's society. According to the ILO Convention, 168 million children endure child labour. Can you believe that? I know I can't. This number is absolutely shocking to me. The fact that children are subject daily to conditions that put their physical and mental well-being at risk is baffling to me. So what exactly is child labour? Child labour is defined by the ILO as work that deprives children of their childhood, their potential, and their dignity, and that is harmful to physical and mental development. There are many forms of child labour, the worst of all being hazardous work, which refers to work that is likely to harm the health, safety, or morals of children. More specifically, hazardous child labour is work in dangerous or unhealthy conditions that could result in a child being killed or injured or made ill as a consequence of poor safety and health standards and work arrangements. It can result in permanent disability, ill health, and psychological damage. Often health problems caused by being engaged in child labour may not develop or show up until the child is an adult. This is supported by the study by Bunting et al. In 2018, which found that children who are subject to maltreatment throughout their lives, including that of which is experienced through child labour, particularly hazardous child work, has been associated with adult poverty. This has led to the creation of a continuous, vicious cycle of child labour. The action taken by many organisations, including the ILO Convention, UNICEF, and World Vision, as well as many others, has led to a success in the reduction of numbers of those who endure child labour. According to Child Labour Facts and Statistics, there has been a significant reduction specifically between 2012 and 2000. Although these organisations have worked effectively and cooperatively with governmental parties, child labour still exists today, and according to multiple studies, it is predominantly prevalent in developing countries. You may be wondering, why does child labour still exist? We live in a world where there is enough clothing, food, and water to go around. The answer is in equitable distribution and poverty. Many developing countries are large exporters of foods that they themselves need, meaning their population does not get the food they grow on their own land, making it difficult to obtain food. Additionally, even if these countries had access to foods, they have little to no mechanisms of storing it safely to slow the spoiling process, resulting in a clear need to address the inequitable distribution and poverty to functionally and effectively stop child labour. Therefore, this advocacy campaign, Don't Neglect the Children, as it will reflect the future, has been created to work together with communities to assess their needs. It will begin with communicating with communities one-to-one to really understand and grasp their values, needs, and opinions. After obtaining this information, a system will be created in order to accumulate resources through sponsorship from other companies and organisations, as well as donations of money, non-perishable food items, essential resources, and/or individuals' time to quickly assist in the reduction of child labour at that current point in time. During this time, we'll advocate for change and try to educate individuals to allow them to become actively aware about child labour, hopefully changing their behavioural habits when making decisions that have the potential to endorse child labour. For example, when looking to purchase new rugs, individuals can consciously make sure that rugs have been made ethically and not by children. This will in turn cause companies to stop purchasing products that were made in this way. This will also be a method of measuring the success of the campaign, and if it has been effective in creating change. We can assess if the businesses have changed providers, not only for carpet but a range of other products too. Additionally, surveys can be conducted in order to assess if individuals' attitudes and behaviours have changed. These will be given to shoppers, staff members, business owners, and importing companies. From here on, the aim will be to find solutions for families and children to be able to obtain an alternative, safe source of income. The long-term goal of this campaign is to raise enough awareness around child labour, educating an immense amount of individuals and getting them involved and passionate about the issue. The goal is for this to then result in activism, policy change, and stricter policy regulations, leading to the overall abolishment of child labour. Success of this objective will be analysed by software such as Salsa and Gauge, which is a platform that produces email marketing, marketing automation, workflow management, online fundraising, and multi-channel online advocacy, peer-to-peer campaigns, and events. This platform is beneficial as using this platform will allow for all these varying factors to be evaluated on one system from start to finish. In conjunction with this, our project is not only hope for policy change but also a societal change within developing countries. Our aim is to create motive for more organisations to join this cause, for more assistance to be provided in these countries, particularly around solving the issue of inequitable distribution and poverty. The short-term objectives for this campaign is to alter individuals' behavioural habits and cause them to become actively aware when making decisions that have the potential to endorse child labour. If consumers become actively aware when making purchases that have been made from children, this will reduce demand, causing manufacturers to stop producing products in this way, merely for the chance to obtain a higher profit margin. This is a goal, as by instigating a behavioural change from the individual, it will most likely alter not only this single behaviour, but others may follow in its footsteps within the future. Creating a social movement for this campaign will be an effective method to achieving this. This is projected to take up to 1 year with 2 to 4 months of implementation. Another short-term objective is to provide a pathway in which those families that have experienced child labour are able to obtain a form of income to sustain their family. Abolishing child labour may reduce the negative and disruptive childhoods those experience, but may lead to them experiencing worse conditions. An alternative method of income needs to be devised in order to effectively assist them. This will be measured through comparative studies to allow us to see if this program is working and benefits individuals in the long term as well as the short term. This campaign will be focused on targeting, engaging, and reaching a broad amount of people within the Australian population in order to create activism, to gain a reaction, and instigate change from higher powers within society. It is primarily targeted at those over the age of 18 and that are willing and able to assist in making a difference. This will include university students, parents, teachers, small and large businesses. The internal target audience for this project includes volunteers, friends, and staff. The primary external target audience begins with donors and potential donors, and other similar organisations or campaigns. By gaining the attention of these target audiences, it will increase the potential for change. In order to create awareness for this campaign, a diverse, passionate, determined team of people that are willing to collaborate and grow throughout the process will be employed, including a CEO, a financial officer, a digital operations manager, marketing officers, advocates, and a technology and media organisers. The advocacy tools needed for this project are large-ranging. Initially, to get the campaign up and running, smaller-scale tools such as posters, banners, flyers, websites, blogs, and social media will be employed in order to create initial interest and gain the attention of the target audience, as well as the broader public. They will use social media in particular to spread the message and create a social trend, which will be likely to gain more interest. Eventually, after gaining some traction, tools used will be moved to protests, lobbying, fundraising, sponsorship, and donations. This will be done in order to ensure the attention of higher forms of power is being gained, as well as further increasing the knowledge of the campaign itself. This campaign will face some opposition, including governmental parties that are unaware of the full context of this issue or disagree with methods of which this campaign has chosen to enact social justice, as well as biased research and findings, and the production and retail industry. It is important to be prepared for such instance, so the counter-arguments proposed towards production and retail industries is to become a part of this cause and demonstrate your ability to accept and admit what you have done is wrong in the past and then learn from your mistakes. By taking this course of action, it will show shoppers how much you value their opinions and their values too, making them more inclined to continue to buy from your company or attract a new market sector. Essentially, changing to better practices has no ability to harm your business, only benefit it. Biased research and findings will need to be analysed closely and brought to light to assess their validity. Depending on this, a course of action can be taken. The creation of this campaign was tedious and involved a number of different factors. This process has taught me that it is important to consider and evaluate all options and routes. It has highlighted the importance of ensuring all individuals, groups, and organisations are able to work effectively and communicate with each other. It has outlined how important it is to know potential opposition and how to combat this effectively. This process has shown me that an advocacy campaign is not easy to create and that timing can have a really significant impact on the role and outcome of the campaign. It has allowed me to develop my skills and learn more about this issue that I am already passionate about. I hope this has shone some light on the importance of abolishing child labour and that you have become an actively aware citizen around this issue, if you are not already. Thanks for listening.